And it happens now, even in New Dwarka, there are people that are the disciples of different gurus who have their own little programs in their own apartments. And that is close in format to what Prabhupada had in mind. Of course, they're doing it not to expand the movement of Prabhupada, but to try to expand the movement of their guru that they have selected.
Actually, that I have noticed here in Sacramento also. Instead of educating people on the principles of eternality, consciousness, who's the actual bona fide spiritual master, these things, it's being neglected. They come in and they say, you need a guru, and within 6-7 months, they get initiated. Even second initiation, it's given so freely. So that point that they're trying to make a clique or a faction among the different gurus and disciples, I've seen it here in Sacramento, actually.
Well, looking at it like that, you might say, how do you unpuzzle something like, how do you, if it's like a bunch of strings tangled together, how do you get the strings out and keep them from being so tangled up? And the answer really is, well, Alexander the Great set a good example. There was a bunch of tangled ropes or strings or cords holding the crosspiece to a chariot, and it was a knot that was extremely powerful, and no one could figure out how to undo it. And all the top brains of the world came, and of that local part of the world, I should say, came and tried to undo the Gordian knot. They tried to undo it. They couldn't get anywhere. It was just every time they got a piece loose, it got to a piece that wasn't loose, and they couldn't get around that. So it became famous, and all the wise people and philosophers came to undo that Gordian knot. Then Alexander the Great came, a young fellow, not willing to be stopped by anything. And they said, Alexander, you have so much ability. How can you untie this knot? They were hoping that he either would be able to untie it, or that he will walk away humiliated, that although conquering the world, he couldn't untie that particular knot. That was their thinking. If he unties it, then he's some sort of avatar. And if he can't untie it, then he's just like the rest of us, a bunch of clucks that can't untie the Gordian knot. So what he did was he went up, pulled out his sword, and went, and cut it in half. People were horrified. He said, you were supposed to untie it. You just chopped it in half. He said, you want it undone. Now it's undone. Why? If you want it undone, how does it matter how you do it? It must be the objective is what counts, not the process of how you're trying to struggle to do it with this guru, that guru, sort of thing. No, I undid the Gordian knot. Now let's go on and conquer the rest of the world. So that's what Srila Prabhupada basically did to the Gaudiya Math, to the Hindu society, to the